Hi. Hello. I'm back. We're gonna do a reading. I actually meant to do this on Facebook Live, but where I'm sitting, I have no internet connection, which doesn't surprise me because internet has been spotty lately. I don't know if you've been noticing that, but I've been having trouble. Anyways, so this one is for Instagram. I'm gonna be posting my YouTube. Let's go. We're gonna start with these dice from Astro Matrix. I recently got their tarot deck, and I bought a package that came with Astro dice, and they're really cool. So basically we have 12-sided dice that have the 10 planets plus the north node and the south node, and then we have the 12 zodiac signs, and then we have numbers 1 through 12, which can represent the houses in astrology and or numerology, but really the houses is what they're for. But okay, let's just start there. Let's go, let's get it, let's see. So let's just see if we can get a little read with this dice to start. So we have the 5, sorry, that's what I can see, 5, and then we have Taurus, and then we have Uranus. That's fucking crazy town, USA. So basically, like, Uranus in Taurus right now, and then the 5th house is coming up. The 5th house relates to creativity, creation, fun, games, even sex, Taurus energy on that axis with Scorpio, the physical bodies, physical pleasures, individuality with Uranus, change, maybe moving homes. Maybe you're currently in a state where you feel imbalanced because you're working with like 5 moving parts, or because 4 is a stable number. You can make a foundation with 4, but when you add 5, it's kind of like, where does that? And so 5 always indicates in numerology also, it denotes change. It's not a sustainable state, if that makes sense, like a long-term sustainable state. So again, is it your home? Because Taurus doesn't necessarily like to move. So your comfort zone, your environment. We're about halfway through the transit of Uranus in Taurus. It's a 7-year-ish transit. Like I said, we're about halfway through. So maybe it's time for some things to finally shift for you in terms of where you live, maybe even your job, maybe even the company you keep. I don't know, people, places, and things. Maybe children, maybe there are new children on the horizon, 5th house. So getting pregnant, are pregnant, have a newborn, that type of stuff. All right, this is the Astro Matrix deck. As I said, the QR codes are on the back instead of having a physical book, which is really, really cool. The only thing is while I'm doing this, I just can't manage getting the QR codes. So we have to go with what I think they mean. Okay, first card out, 7 of Swords, interesante. And second card out, 5 of Swords, holy moly guacamole. And then we got the Empress card at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so the first things, wow, these are some pretty intense energies to come up right away. Ooh, my voice is getting taken away just saying that. Okay, first of all, I wanted to note the blue skies, or like the moving clouds, just because currently that's what it kind of looks like. A little more, less spotty, but that's like the temperature. So again, right here, right now, I think it's interesting that the big old house is in the background, which 7 of Swords usually means like somebody stealing, somebody getting away, like he's just robbed maybe that house and he's trying to make a quick getaway. The 5 of Swords talks about the end of the war, when there's losses on both sides, and at a certain point you have to go around collecting the swords, collecting the pieces of what's left over. Okay, now the Empress card at the bottom of the deck, though, it kind of makes me feel like you're good. Like, the thing is this world is so much about this world. We are constantly being bombarded with programming that would make us feel fear or feel scared. And even if you don't feel fear or feel scared yourself, the fear is so thick that it's literally like the cloud. It's like, it looks just like the clouds going across the skies. There's so many people who have so many fears and so many worries that you can get that temperature, you can have that wash over, you can have those thoughts infiltrate your mind, in your heart, even your heart, right? Fears inside of the heart. But the Empress at the bottom of the deck basically lets me know that, like, you're good. Like, you have all of the knowledge that you need, you have the intuition, you have the skill set, you have the help and assistance, you have the contacts, you have the connects in order to, like, be okay. Like, you don't have to worry about petty swords when you're an empress. Okay, but it's not that these things aren't happening or it's not real. It's just that you don't have to fear not, essentially. Fear not, because you're always going to be capable to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of in the physical realm or the spiritual realm. Or you have the help, the people around you to assist. Okay, so low-key, high-key, my phone might fly forward too, just because it's windy. It's a little windy right now, and it is on a phone holder, but it's like a little precarious, you know, like it's tilting a little too much, but I wanted to kind of get the table in. La, 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 la. Okay, what else, Spirit? Talk to us. What else? Anything else you want to share? Interesting too, the Empress really reminds me of Taurus energy, right? The Taurus card, Venus ruled, so love ruled, love rules, love wins at the end of the day. Can we get another card, Spirit? What else do you want to share? What else do you want to say? What else do we need to know at this time? Woo-wee. Here we go. Okay, wow, more freaking swords. Crazy Town, USA. Four of Swords coming up next. Neat. From the Five of Swords to the Four of Swords is like a lessening of swords. So I think that's cool. And so interesting in this deck, there's a little, you see the little moo over here? And he's like watching what's going down. I think that that's interesting next to the scene of the mother and Jesus, baby Jesus. Okay, so basically, like, this is you taking control in the physical realm. And the way that you take control sometimes is literally to do nothing, to step back. Literally, look at that, Hangman, bottom of the deck, to do nothing, to stop trying to control so much, from, I don't know, just letting things be. I think when that was happening, I took like a really deep breath too. Like, Four of Swords makes me think of the breath work, meditation, quiet time, peace. You know, I sometimes underestimate how chaotic people's everyday lives are, just because of like kids and, you know, and just commitments and not everybody gets the luxury of having peace or quiet or having a safe space to be quiet. And so if you can't get that in some way, shape, or form, you can't get out into nature. I want to say or remind that I read it one time, or someone says it, that each conscious breath is a form of meditation. It's a moment of meditation. So every time, even in the thick of it, even when everything, the sky is falling, when you take a deep breath, like, you are honoring yourself, your body, you're like looking at yourself, if that makes sense. Like, it's like acknowledging, like, and I almost want to cry, like, it's like acknowledging that you're here in this moment and these are the things that are happening, but you're alive, and thank God that you're able to breathe. And so I don't know if it gets that serious when you do it, but that's what I'm picking up on right now, because it is that serious. And so the Four of Swords makes me think that you are doing those things, whether it's take a deep breath or take a moment or take a walk or whatever it is, to like bring yourself peace or create peace or maintain peace, I should say. and cool. Then we have the Three of Pentacles coming up next. So the Three of Pentacles is the first thing I thought was connecting the dots. So maybe when your time away helps you connect certain dots, see certain things. I mean, being out in nature, you can't help it. These are like antennas, like the trees, like the grass, the bushes, like everything. They're like freaking antennas, and they're picking up on frequencies, and they can share information with you. And that's why I don't know where I was going with this, but that's why I'm trying to say is like, if you go outside in nature for even just a little bit, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, for a deep breath, like you can get downloads from that and connect certain dots. That's what I get with the Three of Pentacles there, is connecting dots. But on a wider scope, in a higher perspective, the Three of Pentacles is things coming together. It's the right people at the right time, the right places, the right information. I say information because the little plan down here, the little map, 3 different people thinking, putting their thoughts on the table, out in the open. So once you clear your mind of gunk, right? 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords, you get to the 4 of Swords, you pull it all in, and then you can connect with the right people at the right place at the right times. We have the Lovers, commitments, unions, partnerships, the right people at the right time. Let's see. Sorry, I just want to see, where'd everybody go? Okay. I'm in like not a great spot for like what's behind me, and I just gotta know. Okay. The Lovers. Pitfalls, yes, they're real. They'll still be there even on the brightest days, even on the sunniest days. The thing about what differentiates between good and evil is choice. That's it. It's always choice, because we all have the same, it's almost like saying we all have the same 24 hours, you know, in a day. We all have the same opportunities, and there's ways in which you could victimize yourself, but everyone can victimize themselves in some way. Like, we're all equal parts victims in some way, some shape, some form. And it's not to take away from what has happened to you, but we all have the same choices. And I'm just like, there's levels to understanding that, there's levels to feeling that, there's levels of comprehending that. And I just hope that that lands okay for you at this time, or not okay, but in the right way, if that makes sense. With love, like with love. From a Pisces, I tell you that you can make yourself a victim about anything, but that doesn't necessarily mean you are a victim anymore, or that you need to be. And again, Queen of Cups coming from a Pisces, with love, with attention, with affection. 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So with the utmost love and respect, I say, make good choices. That's not where I was going, but okay. So where are we at in our little story here? So 3 of Pentacles, the right people at the right time, the Lovers, an affirmation of that. Maybe even meeting the more right people from connecting with, like, because like I think of this and I think of work people, I think of this and I think of like deep-seated connections, you know. And maybe like you meet the right people from work people, connections that are emotionally fulfilling, where there's, I feel like, wisdom there. This Queen of Cups really gives me a sense of like she has a lot of wisdom. Her focus gives me attention to detail, especially when I can't say that a Queen of Cups or water signs are known especially for their focus, but she's focused on something, she's seeing something, even if it's the ripples in the water. Maybe there's another turtle down there somewhere. Wow. These are magnificent cards. The colors are so beautiful, and I promise even the writer that created the renditions for each of the explanations is just, I love it. I love the perspective. I love the, okay, let's see what else. Okay, let's see what we got going here. A few more cards. Oh goodness, please. Okay, excellent, excellent. That's so cool, because we like I feel like we talked about this foundation already. Look at the big old house. It's even a part of like a unit. Excellent. All the right people at all the right times. Healthy connections, loving connections. Oh, it's getting windy. Let me get a couple more cards. The Hermit. Okay. And one more card, please. One more card, Spirit, real quick here, so that I can hold these all down. Hermit's trying to get away. Don't fly away. Oh no, that's too many cards. Freak. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. Okay. Sorry. I'm trying to hold down the fort here. Oh no. Hi. Okay, I'm paused right now because the wind's still blowing and it's gonna fall again. Okay. You good? Okay. Box. Okay. All right. Let's see where we at. Okay, so we had a 4 of Wands, then we had the Hermit, and then we have a 9 of Wands, and then we have a 10 of Cups. Okay. Let's see. From here to here. I think all of us who are sensitive or who care about the world or care about healing or care about changing ourselves, upgrading, higher knowledge, higher learning, I think all people like that kind of like are sensitive in a way, and that it can be hard to make yourself like get out of your cave sometimes, get out of your hermit mode, that you like to go be alone, maybe spend time alone, or maybe you even fantasize about spending time alone. I know people who do that. It's not unnatural. Like, I think it's an important part is being able to get away. I think it gives us perspective and appreciation. He has a little owl that's carved out on top of his walking stick, so I think it brings us wisdom. I think that being secluded out in the middle of even nature, like camping or in a cabin or on a mountain or, you know, out in the country, that like you can't help but get into the natural rhythms with nature, and there's always wisdom in that. It's never ending. There's infinite amount of freaking wisdom in just watching nature. So the Hermit. So from the Hermit to the 9 of Wands, like I said, like it's kind of like, it's like hard to like get yourself maybe to do it, and maybe it's because like life has been difficult. You know, the first 7 years of our lives, we are branded or imprinted with certain life patterns and experiences, and our subconscious, our physical bodies, our muscle memory, our life paths almost can't help but like keep reliving that. And so I think that sure, it's totally true that maybe when you're a child, all of your needs weren't met, or maybe people didn't know how to support you well, or they I don't know, cost you things, money, time, resources. Maybe that was true then, but all the way back to that Empress card being at the bottom of the deck, and even the Hermit being here with the wisdom, with the beard, with age and time. It's like you've seen so much, and now like you can use your discernment. You can actually use your discernment from your actual life experience in order to kind of protect yourself. It's not even protect yourself, it's almost just reading things for what they are, because because time and experience has taught you certain things. And the programming, the collective program, is to make us feel at war and at odds, in fight or flight. This is a fight or flight mode. This is not. And the thing is they keep us busy with alarms and I think of even just on YouTube and Instagram, like the notification sounds and that shit like literally makes you like on guard all the time, because you're trying to catch what's going to happen, what's happening next, what's happening now. And we never used to have that type of information before. We ever used to knew when someone completed a movie, and like there's just too much information out there. And so I think that can put the whole psyche, the whole mind, the whole body under attack, and make us unable to trust our own discernment and our own knowledge. And so we're at the mercy of repeating patterns rather than creating new life cycles. Okay, so the thing is though, is you are obviously, from the 9 to the 10 of wands, it's like you're knowing this, you're figuring it out, you're seeing the bigger picture, the bigger scope. You're thinking for more people now than you ever thought for before, or you're in charge or have a responsibility over more people. Maybe it is actually children, or maybe at your job you are in charge of more people. My Lanta, the sun finally came out. It's been behind this zigzaggy patch of clouds, and we're getting to like the tail end of it, and I could feel the warmth of this card for a moment. And I hope my nose hasn't run, because I can't even see. I can't see what I'm doing because of the glare, and it obviously, it always makes me feel uncomfortable when I can't see what's going on. So anywho, this is dope. This is how I feel right here, right now. I feel like, honestly, I feel like you have it all now. I feel like right in this moment that even just your ideas and even just your dreams, like, that's it. That's who you are. Your intentions. Are you perfect? No, none of us are perfect. The energy is dense. The veil is thinning. I feel the word judgment in the clouds, in the air. I feel the word guilt in the clouds, in the air. The thing is as the veil becomes thinner, as we ascend hopefully to 5D, as more people are ascending to 5D, and more people see what's really going on and what's real and what's not, it's like the rest of us can't help but kind of feel that too, or the rest of everyone else, whatever. At varying degrees, people are having more sight, more vision, and that includes how we see ourselves. And the truth is the whole thing of enlightenment is like, are these ego deaths. And we just had the full moon in Leo, and so that had to have been a huge trigger for a huge ego death for a lot of people, and noticing and seeing like your part in something. And we all have the choice as to whether we're willing to really see that and then take action to move in a different pattern, you know what I mean, create something different, or if we want to stay in that habitual space. But it's a choice. All right. Okay. I was gonna pull. Let's see if it will let me really quick. I really wanted to pull just the astrological oracle card, because I just haven't used this deck in a minute. It kind of got away from me through cleaning and reorganizing and putting things away. So anyways, hello astrological oracle. Let's get a last minute word before we go here today. Ooh. Okay, now it's not gonna talk. Astrological oracle. Boom. Mercury. Super dope. Mercury met up with Pluto today. That's fucking awesome. Gemini, communication. There's a need for some of us to have more depth in connections, more depth in communication. Maybe it's even talking about more serious things, less flighty things. Mercury and Gemini, it's like evolving beyond gossip, communicating for learning, communicating for messaging, being a messenger. Oh my gosh, the sun is feeling so warm. Oh man. Okay. That's it. I got totally distracted by the warmth of the sun. It feels so good. I'm gonna soak this up. I love you guys. I wish we could have done this live. Hopefully you get a chance to check it out. Okay, bye.